Dr. Luna Najera, Mr. Del Palacio, Mr. Ortega Romero,
Here.
Mr. Chapman, and Ms. Sun.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Member Chapman, if you could do the waving count.
The Tolleson Union High School District Governing Board would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Oconomowoc and Pequot peoples, and pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. We recognize their enduring connection to this land, their rich culture and language, and the invaluable contributions they have made and continue to make in our community. As we gather today for the Tolleson Union High School District Governing Board meeting, let us remember the significance of these lands and honor the legacy of the original stewards of this territory.
Thank you, Member Chapman. And now we will go to the approval of the regular agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Roll call.
Dr. Luna Najera? No. Mr. Del Palacio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman? And Ms. Sun.
Yes. And now to the governing board reorganization. Any motions for nomination for the board president?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that effectively Member Chapman assume the role as president.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Dr. Luna Najera? No. Mr. Del Palacio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman? And Ms. Sun.
Abstain. Motion carries. Our new board president is Chapman. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. Continuing, I would like to make a motion that Governing Board Member Del Palacio be elected as Vice President. Do I have a second? All right, sufficient second. Roll call. Would you like to do it, Peter? Or anything? No.
Dr. Luna Najera? No. Mr. Del Palacio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
And Ms. Sun.
Abstain.
All right. Thank you, everybody. All right. Moving on to our next item is celebrations from our Business Services Department. Superintendent Adams, would you please introduce our team?
Yes. Mr. President, Vice President Del Palacio, I'd like to invite up Joyce Council, our Chief Financial Officer, to celebrate our Business Services Department team here today, and she has some guests joining her tonight.
President of the board, Vice President, and governing members of the board, and Superintendent Cayes. It is with joy in my heart that I share some exciting news from the CFO Division of the Operation and Service Department at the Tolleson Union High School District. Each day, our dedicated team works thoroughly to ensure our students have a safe, welcoming, and encouraging environment. Every morning, our students are greeted by our friendly transportation bus drivers who transport them safely to their respective schools. Parents can rest easily knowing that the safety of our school is a top priority, thanks to our facility department, who do an outstanding job keeping the grounds and the surrounding areas safe and clean. Our students start their day with a nutritious breakfast provided by our fantastic nutrition department. We must also acknowledge our incredible administration staff, teachers, support staff, and the backbone of our district is the business service department. These departments work together seamlessly to support our student and education well-being. Now let's talk about some of the highlights of our division. We are thrilled to welcome 27 new employees to our team. We have had 5 promotions within the department, and furthermore, we have had over 50 team members who are dedicated with more than 10 years of service to our district. Without further ado, I will have each director to come before you to provide some more insight and update on their achievement. First, I am going to hand it over to our Director of Business Services, Lourdes Banuelos. And lastly, I want to thank you for your continued support and dedication to our district.
Good evening, Board President, Vice President, Board members, Superintendent Cayes. My name is Lourdes Banuelos, the Director of Business Services, and I'm proud to introduce our Business Services team, which is small but incredibly powerful, and they sit over here in the blue. I think most of them stand up. I'm proud to introduce them. Like I said, over the last 7 years, we've added just 2 positions, but our impact, productivity, and teamwork has grown more than ever. As you can see, we did a comparison over the 7 years. There's been some shifting in our organizational chart, but at the end, we've landed on 20 positions. Each member plays a critical role in supporting every school, department, and initiative across the district. I've had the opportunity to serve in similar roles in other districts, but Tolleson has truly been the place where I've grown the most. The leadership, collaboration, and trust within this district have provided me with endless learning opportunities, and I'm extremely grateful to be part of the team and an organization that values growth, innovation, and people. Our next slide is a 7-year workload trends. This is just some of the things that we do in business services. You can see purchase orders consistently increase. And again, this is a study over 7 years. Invoices, processing with our accounts payable team has grown on average by 4%. Bids, formal solicitations, and written quotes has had a huge impact on our buying team. You can see 27% average per year, written quotes. I can say that this is a difference or an increase due to many things. In procurement, it can be the types of projects, funding, procurement compliance, the never-ending changing and requirements of the law. So that has grown significantly. Revisions, which is kind of the reprocessing of purchase orders, claims against the district, that's a function of accounts payable, also has consistently grown. Travel claims. Travel has really increased for the district. It's very time consuming. There's not one size fits all for travel. It is a challenging area. that also has increased by 32% on average. And then construction dollars, you'll see a 66% increase. So in addition to our regular responsibilities, our team has taken on managing the construction projects and the dollars. And it's been a 66% growth on average per year. And then the last line you'll see, to me, what's one of the biggest accomplishments, and I'm proud of, is our audit improvement. So again, within the 7 years, findings have decreased from 10.59%, I'm sorry, to our most recent audit, which is not finalized, at 5.26%, which is an estimated improvement of 50%. So we're really proud of that, and that's just within the same amount of staffing. And we work hard every day, obviously, to make that better and make improvements. This is just a little bit about our team. Again, our team is made up of 20 dedicated professionals who bring a mix of experience. We're also proud to say that 35% of our staff are pursuing higher education, including enrolling in bachelor's degrees and one who has completed a master's degree through AIU. 17 members have been with Tolleson for more than 10 years, and another 7 have been in public education for over 20 years. 6 of our new hires have been with, not with public education, but we're very happy to have them. With an average of 9 years at Tolleson and 14 years in education, our team represents a strong balance of experience, commitment, and continuous learning that truly shows who we are. External learning and internal learning and external learning. Our team continues to grow through both internal and external learning opportunities that strengthen our skills and collaboration across the district. We stay active in statewide networks like ASBO, SAVE, Guppies, or Buyer Bootcamp, while also participating in trainings through Maricopa College and IGP in Heinfield and Meach. Internally, we focus on mentoring our staff, cross-training, and our USFR training series that's over a span of a year to build consistent compliance and teamwork. All of this ties back to supporting student achievement by keeping our operations efficient and financial practices strong and our schools supported every day. So thank you again, and now I will turn it over to Ms. April Tucker, Assistant Director of Transportation.
Good evening, President Chapman, board members, and Superintendent Caius. Our department strives to provide safe and efficient and reliable transportation services that support the educational success of our students and community. Our commitment is not only to getting students to and from school safely, but also being able to be an educational part of their journey. So on average, we transport about 2,600 students AM and PM. We have 35 regular education routes, 17 special needs routes, and 11 McKinney-Vento routes. We've driven over 805,000 miles last year. I would like to take a moment to introduce you to my incredible staff that keep us running smoothly every day. I have Javier Martinez, he is our fleet manager. I have Christina Hernandez, she is our administrative assistant, she's amazing. I have Dave Hike, he is our lead mechanic. He's our go-to guy in the mornings, he comes in at 5. I have Diane Henson, she is our route specialist. She is really good at what she does. She comes in every day from 4:45 to about 1:30. I have Dawn Merquin. She is our PM route specialist. I have Sabrina Morale. She is our ESS students and special needs and McKinney-Vento router. And I have Alyssa McKee. She's our field trip coordinator. I have David Rodriguez. He is our mechanic. I have Antonio Ramirez. He is also our mechanic. I have Carlos Latios. He is our lot attendant. He keeps our fleet looking good. And I have Patrick Ginger, he is our lead trainer, and Billy Wilson, he is our trainer. Our team of 50 bus drivers and sub-drivers are the first and last connection our students have with our district each day. And they do it with very good care. Their reliability and commitment ensure every student gets to and from school safely. And we are truly grateful for the positive impact they provide to our schools and the community. Our bus monitors and non-CDL drivers and our trainers play a vital role in keeping our students safe and supported every day. They step in wherever needed, from training new staff and assisting our youngest riders, and keep our operations running smoothly. Their dedication and care make a real difference for our students and families. And now I would like to introduce Javier Martinez, our fleet manager.
Good evening, President Chapman and Vice President, and good evening, Mr. Superintendent Calles. My name is Javier Martinez. I am the fleet maintenance manager. Our electric bus project is still in transition. Our total fleet consists of 15 EV buses with 2 currently operating daily. Once the chargers are fully implemented, all staff will receive training to ensure a smooth and safe rollout. Even at this early stage, we're already seeing the potential benefits. Quieter, cleaner buses that reduce emissions, improve efficiency, and create a more comfortable ride for our students. What you're looking at, sorry, I was supposed to be going off that. What you're looking up here is the dashboard that we have for our charging stations. It gives a little bit of input, a little bit of data on some of the savings that we've experienced. Some of the experiences that we've had is improved AC system cooling, potential for improved student attendance and academic achievement, zero tailpipe pollutants in the community, and this year we displaced almost 4,000 gallons of diesel fuel and 31,000 pounds of CO2 emissions at Tolleson. That's equivalent to about 648 mature trees carbon sequestration. There is more potential for fuel savings, which is dependent on electricity rates. We're also seeing quieter, cleaner operation, providing a smooth, comfortable ride for the students. As we continue to transition to electric buses, the feedback from our drivers has been incredibly positive. They've noted smoother, quieter rides, improved AC performance, and simpler pre-trip inspections, all contributing to safer and more comfortable transportation for our students. This project represents an exciting step forward for Tolleson, combining innovation, sustainability, and efficiency as we modernize our fleet for the future. And there's just a little bit of highlights right there from our driver experiences. All right, thank you. I will now like to introduce Kimberly Levesey, Director of Nutrition Services.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, Superintendent Calles, and governing board members. The Nutrition Services Department consists of 5 full-time district office employees, 79 site employees, 23 of which are full-time, 56 part-time, and 10 temporary staff. This year we moved into a beautiful new warehouse building. We're excited to have a test kitchen in that building and move into our space. In addition to that, we completed the Tolleson kitchen remodel. This project took collaboration from transportation, warehouse, business services, maintenance, and kitchen staff of 2 campuses to ensure that students continue to receive meals each day. We are currently in our 2nd year of the Community Eligibility Program. Our first year, we served 1.9 million meals, 36%. We had a 36% increase in lunch over the previous non-CEP year. This equates to about 1,900 more students receiving lunch each day. We also had a 45% increase in breakfast, which is about 815 more students each day. Healthy diets lead to better grades, as you know. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Gabe Martinez.
evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, governing board members, and Superintendent Calles. I want to thank you guys. My name is Guillermo Martinez, the Director of Facilities. Our facilities team is the backbone of our district, keeping every school safe, comfortable, and beautiful. From managing construction projects and community rentals to maintaining our campuses, this group powers our schools every day. Our crews take pride in their work and ensure our students and staff have a clean, reliable, and welcoming space to learn and grow. I'd like to introduce you here. This is our facilities department. This is our team. Currently, right now, we have a bond project supervisor, which helps supports our construction. I have an administrative assistant. She's an essential part to our team. We have a special projects coordinator that oversees the site rentals and community use. Each site, we have 6 facility managers, 2 electricians powering our schools, 3 HVAC techs, 2 plumbers, 1 general maintenance, and 5 district grounds, along with one of those site grounds is, our district ground is a lead groundsman to run the crews. There's a few that I have left that is not in the slide, which is our custodial plant manager. She currently assists our custodial staff on creating a district standard. I also have a capital analyst that helps me along with supporting me with the POs for our construction and our district locksmith. Our 2 facility managers, we have a rotation currently right now that we are able to have them go to ASBO, so 2 of them were able to participate in 2 conferences. FMX is our facility management software system that we currently have. We are using that to help schedule events and also putting work orders for any work requests at each site. Right now we have 10,817 work orders that have been completed in FMX. We are seeing some increase in participation. Currently right now we have about 240,000 square feet on average of what our custodial staff is cleaning each day. Here you see a picture of our professional development and our new facilities warehouse. As you see, there's our group, and then we also provide some forklift training. This is one of our schools for the custodial department. Currently, right now, we have 14 day porters, 73 custodians. Why we have custodians make a difference in our district? One, we find that it builds stronger relationships with students and staff. It demonstrates high accountability and pride in their work. Maintain consistent quality standards, provides flexibility for events and special projects. Here you see is our new facility warehouse. You can see from the start to finish, we love it. We enjoy it, our staff enjoys it as well. I want to just recognize our facilities team for the experience, dedication, and pride in every task they take on. Their hard work and commitment directly support our mission, vision, and motto. Excellence in every endeavor with a clear, unwavering focus on student achievement. Thank you.
Now, that is why we are labeled as the backbone of our district. You have heard from the transportation department, nutrition, the business service department, and we take our job with great pride every day. Are there any questions?
Well, first of all, thank you, Ms. Council, your team of directors, great presentation, and a lot of celebrations in there. I think, for me, it's part of the team is we talked about classroom spending. And while we do put a lot of resources in our classrooms, invest in our teachers, certainly in salaries, the other side of student success is our operations. Our schools are able to do what we do because your team maintains a fiscally sound district that's won neat awards from ASBO for best practices and compliance. Our food service team preparing amazing food for our students. Then last 2 years you mentioned has been free breakfast and free lunch for every child that comes to our campus. Creating welcoming and safe classrooms and sports facilities from our facilities department, and certainly making sure that our kids are getting to school safely every day with quality bus drivers. So your whole team is doing an amazing job. I want to thank you. And I'll open it up to my colleagues as well. Member Dr. Lunanar.
Thank you, Ms. Council, for the wonderful presentation. I appreciate your team being here. It is wonderful to recognize all of the employees, and I appreciate the hard work that you and your team do every day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Yeah, thank you for a great presentation. I cannot agree more. I think that, all the services that are provided, it really is a backbone to the functions of the schools and the district for students. And I have to say that, I was a bus rider, and, the first person I saw was a bus driver, and having, excellent people that are there to welcome you really starts a day off very positively. And also, being able to have breakfast in the morning, and thank you to the cafeteria workers that really keep that going. So thank you to you too.
Thank you. Member Song.
Thank you so much for the great presentation. It's so informative, and a new member like myself coming on this district and seeing the amazing work. And again, kudos to the 8 awards. I was not aware of that. Great job, and I do look forward to what is to come. The nutritional services, of course, many of you know that they not only provide nourishment and support, but also for our meetings here at the board level. And they do provide all around delicious food and nutrition, which is a very important task to do, being a mother myself. And of course, transportation. My son is a proud graduate of Tolleson High School, and the bus service that he was able to receive is definitely above and beyond. But overall, what I see is a height, working at its highest vibration. That cannot be achieved without great leadership and teamwork. So again, great job. Thank you so much.
Vice President Wilson.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Council, thank you for the presentation, and thank you to your staff for leading your departments with excellence. Just to again reiterate a couple of stats that I heard that were extremely impressive from our Business Services Department. Audit findings went from 10.59% to 5.26%, 5.26%, 50% improvement. That's tremendous. It's not obviously an easy feat. Transportation, we just provide safe transportation for our most precious assets in the district, which are our students. The fact that our electric buses are paying off, over 31,000 pounds of CO2 displaced. That is tremendous. And then of course our nutrition team with the Tolleson kitchen upgrades and 1.9 million meals served. 1.9 million meals. I can barely handle making my daughter's lunch every day, let alone 1.9 million meals. I mean, that's tremendous. And then we see an increase in kids eating breakfast. We see an increase in kids eating lunch. We know when you have food in your system, you see an increase in student learning outcomes in the classroom. So that, kudos to you, Ms. Luisi, and of course our facilities team. The 73 staff that you have, plus to ensure our campuses are looking clean. You walk on any of our campuses, they're maintained with pride and excellence, okay? And the folks that we have on our team, as you mentioned, are homegrown. They love what they do. They take ownership and pride in maintaining our campuses and working with our principals to ensure that they have whatever needs to be done or fixed on campus gets addressed right away. So Gabe, thank you for leading that team. Overall, great presentation.
Thank you. And I'd like to say thank you to my team.
Thank you again, Ms. Council, your whole team. Please share our thanks with your teams in district office and the sites for all the work that they're doing. With that, we will move on to our next item, which is our summary for events, and we'll start with Superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I gotta say, I saw those draft slides, and they were missing the double Dutch bus. I don't know what happened with the final version. We got the double Dutch bus that came out. Great job, team. First, I'd like to point out that our CTE Advisory Council meeting for the fall semester will be held on Thursday, November 13th, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Copper Canyon High School, so right here over in their cafeteria. The Advisory Council meeting is formed with industry representatives, educators, and community members who provide guidance and support for our district's CTE programs. The Council meets twice a year to review the curriculum, equipment, and facilities of our programs, and to provide feedback with recommendations for improvements. Community members have valuable insights and expertise that can help us ensure that our programs are relevant, rigorous, and aligned with the current and future needs of the workforce. So we appreciate all those who come out to participate in our Advisory Council. And we are thrilled to share some exciting news regarding the Sierra Linda Marching Band. The Marching Band traveled to Buckeye High School recently and brought home first place with an outstanding score of 62.575, the highest score that Sierra Linda has ever earned this early in the season. Sierra Linda also received the outstanding awards in percussion, high music, high visual, and high general effect. This achievement is a direct reflection of the incredible dedication and hard work our students have shown day after day. Our band members continue to impress with their passion, discipline, and determination. Special thanks to Principal Vicki Hott for coming out to support the band. Many of our students saw her on the track, and it meant so much to them to see a principal at one of their performances. The support goes a long way in motivating the students and making them feel proud to represent Sierra Linda. In addition, every school in our district that competed in Division 1A placed in the top 5 at this event. Sierra Linda High School first place at 62.575, Copper Canyon High School third place at 56.638, West Point High School fourth place at 55.463, and La Jolla Community High School fifth place at 54.775. So great accomplishment by all of our schools that were out there participating in this event, and wish them all a great round of applause and continued success throughout the year. Our JAG Arizona student leaders participated in the annual Leadership Development Conference last month. The event centered on this year's theme, Different Roots, United Purpose. Students engaged in leadership and career readiness activities thanks to the support of our JAG specialists. So great job, JAG, keep up the good work. And continuing with our fall theater session, you'll want to make sure to grab a ticket for Copper Canyon's production of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Opening night was Wednesday, October 1st. As you can see, our students are having a great time putting on the production. And last month, West Point Dragon Nation celebrated Jagapalooza, inspired by the movie Inside Out. Students showcased group projects that raised program awareness and demonstrated JAG's impact. The City of Glendale, along with the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury Foundation, did a Wham Bam Slam recently with the Al McCoy Memorial Park and Shazam Court dedication. The park, which is located near 51st and West Olive Avenues, is the community park in the neighborhood that Al McCoy called home for more than 50 years. The Copper Canyon High School Band, Spirit Line, boys and girls basketball teams, as well as their mascot, Monty, helped unveil the new court. Former Phoenix Suns player Eddie Johnson was present and took the first ceremonial shot, after which the Copper Canyon boys and girls team had a chance to shoot some hoops with Eddie. It was a great opportunity for all the students. I was at that event with Mr. Ortiz, and I'll tell you, it wasn't just Eddie Johnson out there. We had Mark West and a lot of our old Suns favorites out there for that event. It was a great event. And recently, Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego had an opportunity to visit with cadets of the JROTC program at Tolleson High School. Senator Gallego spoke to the students about leadership and about his experience growing up and enlisting in the military. The students were attentive and respectful and asked Senator Gallego some great questions at the end of the event. And I'll tell you, I won't hold it against Senator Gallego that he took some shots at the Army. Him being a former Marine, The students seem like they are still motivated to also look at going Army and not just Marine. So very, very proud of our students for that. And in observance of Indigenous Peoples Day, we have created a video. Our public relations department has worked with our staff to create a video that is now up here for all of you to enjoy. Our board meetings, which we did just over a couple of years ago, and appreciate that recognition. But that's all we have since the last board meeting.
Thank you, Superintendent. Incredible videos on social media, and definitely thanks to our PR team, everyone involved at the transitions, including the students on their campuses. Great work. We will now move to our governing board updates, and I will start with board member Dr. Luna.
Yes, thank you. I would like to, I don't have any updates necessarily, but it seems like I think the last 3 meetings, I have been the one asking for a moment of silence, and so unfortunately I am here again to ask a moment of silence. My school community, which is Sierra Linda, they have lost a teacher in this last, during fall break, and so I would request a moment of silence for ESS teacher, Miss Carrie Halloway.
Thank you. Anything further? So, Jim, North.
Yeah, well, I think it was 2 Fridays ago, Friday before fall break, I was able to attend the Unified Sports at Westview, so that was my first time ever going to that. It was amazing just being able to see representation from every school. Also, I took a visit to La Jolla Community High School, where I was able to go into different classrooms, but one that really caught my attention was a reading improvement classroom, and you know, the teacher really focused on a lot of ways that we are, you know, moving in the right direction to, you know, increase the reading levels in the district. So I look forward to that when La Jolla does their celebration. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 7.
I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, we had the development day for teachers and staffs, and it was my first time making the observation and attending a couple of the seminars, and how it was so well run and well participated. And I was able to speak with some of you guys about your feedback and your overall feeling of professional days, and how it just becomes part of our culture, and their personal growth and the changes every year and how it has evolved and developed. So that was very impressive, and whoever set that up, well done. And then of course, with everything that is happening and the changes, it's so important moments like this that we stay focused to do the right thing. And as I've stated on my first day on the board, is student focus so we can get that student outcome. And that does take the village. And I know that I say before the audience, regardless of any kind of struggles and obstacles, I know that you guys will be able to achieve and join with all of us as one to move that needle forward. So I do look forward to that.
Thank you. Just a couple things for me. I did attend a couple football games over the last couple of weeks. Some of our schools are doing phenomenal out there. Like one of my colleagues, I was also able to attend the Unified Sports Event Westview. Incredible work that our ESS team and our staff across the district are doing with our students, our partnership. It was just amazing to be out there for an hour, just kind of like watching the kids have fun, supportive environment. So thank you to everyone who organized that event. And I know this is our just starting back up after a break. Hopefully everyone had a good, relaxing week off and ready to finish out the first semester strong here as we get ready to head towards the holidays and the end of the semester. So just want to thank everyone for the work that you've been doing leading up to now, and look forward to the end of the semester and the progress we make. And then, oh, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about you. This is Vice President Del Palacio.
I'm about to remove you.
All right, moving on.
No, I just wanted to give a plug to our theater students over at La Jolla. Been working with them, trying to get the word out about their Grease play that they're going to be doing on October 22nd, 6 p.m. Opening night, October 22nd, 6 p.m. Been working with them to get a few classic cars out front to add to the Grease vibes, if you will, but they've been working very hard. If you like the movie, you're going to like the play. Come see our kids do their thing, October 22nd, 6 p.m. in La Jolla. Thank you.
Now we will go to our public participation. You have a couple of requests, so bear with me while I read the story. All regular special meetings of the board shall be open to the public. The board invites the viewpoints of citizens throughout the district and considers the responsible presentation of these viewpoints vital to the efficient operation of the district. The board also recognizes the responsibility of proper governance of the schools and therefore needs to conduct its business in an orderly and efficient manner. The board therefore establishes the following procedures to receive input from the citizens of the district. Any individual desiring to address the board shall complete a form, request to address the board, and give this form to the governing board's executive assistant prior to the start of the board meeting. The board president shall be responsible for recognizing speakers, maintaining proper order, and adhering to any time limits set. Questions requiring investigation shall be referred to the superintendent for later report to the board. Questions or comments on matters that are currently under legal review will not receive a response. Considered necessary, the president shall set a time limit on the length of the comment period in order to ensure that each individual has an opportunity to address the board. The president may also set a time limit for individual speakers. Personal attacks on board members, staff, personnel, or other persons in attendance or absent by individuals who address the board are discouraged. Presenters are cautioned that statements or representations concerning others that convey an unjust and unfavorable impression may subject the parent to civil actions or defamation. Policies KE, KEV, KEC, and KED are provided for disposition of legitimate complaints, including those involving individuals. Upon conclusion of the call to the public, individual members of the board may respond to any criticism made by the individual who has addressed the board. Presentations for unsolicited services will not be permitted. Companies or businesses offering service of responsible interest to the district should send information to the district office for distribution to appropriate school district officials. Governing board members are not permitted to discuss or take legal action on matters raised during the open call to the public unless the matters are properly noticed for discussion and legal action. However, the law permits governing board members to do the following at the conclusion of the open call: respond to criticism made by those who have addressed the governing board, ask staff to review a matter, or ask that matter be put on a future agenda. And if you're still with us, I will start the list. I'm going to name others. So there's quite a number here, so I'm going to set the time limit for 2 minutes to make sure everyone has a reasonable amount of time to address the board. I'm going to list a couple of people off just so we have somebody in the queue. So our first speaker will be Teen Kai, and after we will have Amelia Muta. have 2 minutes.
Hello? Does this work? Oh, this is up here. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Good evening, members of the board. My name is Ting Ting Tsai. I am a Mandarin teacher in this community, and then this is going to be my 5th year serving the community. I'm here tonight to express my deep concern regarding the recent anti-Asian racist post directing at President Sun. As an Asian educator and a community member, I am deeply saddened and disappointed to see such a harmful and discriminatory messaging circulating in our community. This kind of behavior has no place in our school, in our classroom, and in our community. We teach our students to treat one another with respect, empathy, and understanding. When adults in our community engage in or tolerate racist attack indirectly undermines those values and the safe environment we strive to create for our students. I urge the board to take a clear and public stand against this act of racism and request immediate removal of the image and the post. Silence in moments like that can be interrupted as acceptance. And I know this district stands for inclusion and respect. Let's show our students, our family, and one another that we value diversity and will not tolerate any hate in any form. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to ensure our schools remain a place of safety and respect for everyone. Thank you.
And then after it will be Anna Ortega.
Good evening, board. My name is Emiliano Monta. I'm a senior from Tolleson High School, and I'm speaking out today to express my thoughts of the former board president and superintendent of the board. Now, specifics, I want to bring up to my thoughts on what you guys think of this, of students from the district coming here and speaking out on recent posts that we've seen online of the news. On the news, we see negative things coming from this district, and I want you guys to think. I want you guys to realize that us students are seeing some negative things coming from our district, when, as these people have been speaking before us, we have a lot of great accomplishments. I believe that our leadership shouldn't just be basking away certain things. You guys should be a powerful, you guys should be representing for us. You guys should be connecting with the community. You guys should be uniting us in a positive manner. We should not be uniting against you guys. We should be connecting with you guys. You guys should be outreaching with us. And I believe that with better decisions and connecting with the community, that we can work together, as students, with you guys, and understand that in the future we can see positive things come from news of Tolleson, of our whole district as a whole. We want to see our school be out there and people to realize that it is a good and positive learning, and we want to be able to trust you guys in everything you guys do, because you guys are supposed to be educated and well-leaders. Thank you for your time.
So next we have Anna Ortega, and then after is Adam Rock. Anna, go ahead. Alright, so next we will have Adam Morado, and following will be Michaela Sherwinson.
Good afternoon, everybody. with this new organization of the board, you guys are still beholden to your constituents. We request that TUHS School Governing Board investigate the questionable actions taken by uncertified Superintendent Jeremy Calles that have subjugated the TUHSD to be investigated by the Senate Joint Legislative Audit Committee. This investigation must include any immoral and unprofessional conduct or actions taken or not taken by Superintendent Calles on behalf of the TUHSD to protect students from harmful conditions to learning, health, or safety. Investigation issues in question. Superintendent Calles stated to the JLAC committee an unwillingness to present himself and testify before the JLAC committee in the presence of the Citizens for School Accountability. CSA represents TUHS community, your constituents, voters and taxpayers, and Calles has no reason to be against a constituency he is contracted to serve. This was an unprofessional action and statement made by Superintendent Calles to JLAC. As for adherence to provisions of the Uniform System of Financial Records and reporting specifically on the related use of school property, resources, equipment, or personnel for personal business interests. Ensuring accurate student enrollment records for TUHSD schools at issue in the deliberate and inaccurate inflation of students enrolled in schools for purpose of securing added state funding for the TUHSD. Engaging in a
Thank you, Mr. Morrow, your time is up. Thank you, Mr. Morrow. Next is Michaela Shulsky. Your time is up, Mr. Morrow. Thank you for speaking. Your time is up, please. Thank you. Mr. Morrow, I'm asking you to please respect the meeting and be seated. I'm going to call recess for this meeting, please. Thank you.
Investigate you guys. You answer to us. Yep.
Reconvene just in case they did the live stream. So before I have Michaela Swinsky, after which we will have Vincent Moreno.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Dr. Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Palacio, Superintendent Calles, and members of the board. I am here tonight as a proud Asian American educator in this district to address the recent instances of anti-Asian racism in our community directed towards member Sun. Recently, a public Facebook group for TUHSD alumni called Tolleson Wolverines shared a political cartoon portraying President Sun as a caricature with slanted eyes and holding chopsticks. I want to be clear, imagery like this echoes some of the most painful chapters in American history, including the Chinese Exclusion Act, Japanese internment, and the Vietnam and Korean Wars, when Asian Americans were portrayed as enemies, outsiders, and threats. The fact that this image was shared on an account carrying a name and logo associated with our district, is official or not, is shameful and unacceptable. Criticism of government officials is part of a healthy democracy, but this image goes beyond that. It crosses a line. Allowing it to circulate without a public response sends a dangerous message that racism towards Asian Americans is acceptable in this community. I respectfully call on all community members who have shared this image to take it down and issue an apology to Member Sun and to the Asian American community. I also urge that this board make a clear public statement affirming that racism towards Asian Americans or any group has no place in our schools or community. In addition, I call on the district to take meaningful action, to recognize Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month this May, to provide opportunities for cultural connection for our AAPI students and staff, and to offer broader community education. We are a small group in this community, but we are your neighbors, your teachers, your classmates, and your coworkers, and we matter. Lastly, I want to address Member Sun directly. As a fellow Asian American, I see you, I stand with you, and I condemn this unnecessary and harmful attack.
And Ms. Smith? Vince Marino, and then we have Emilio Averta. Let's wait for that.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm just going to say the facts. The fact is, I used to be a board member here. I went through the problems that you guys are going to cause us in the future. I remember when we had our own housekeeping crew, and they all got laid off because we missed them. Now, I'm saying this because I just got my tax bill. Nowhere in this publication, back when we wrote this, that was going to say, I'm going to pay 89% more next year. 89%! Yeah. Now, what I'm trying to get at is that there's also nothing in this pamphlet that says there's going to be a dome stadium. Yet your superintendent on record is saying we're going to build a dome stadium. This should be out transparent. The stuff that's happened since I've left this board is wrong. Morally wrong, ethically wrong going on. Okay? We did not sacrifice. Another fact, on the website, when someone puts down that they were the backbone or driving force of TUHSD, no, I was. Me, my family, and two other families had the highest approval because of me, not because we have the best high school, University of Iowa. Why? Because I got the community to say, no, you're not going to close it. Now it's the best high school in the state, public. I'm just saying, don't spend our money. You should have let the state bail out Isaac. You should have been the last resort. Because I need it. You know what Isaac? Not here. You should let the state force in that last thing, and then have another district help out, not us pick on the cool thing.
Thank you. And following will be Hillary McKillop.
First of all, my name is Emilio Averta. I appreciate it for the future records. You guys would get that right.
My apologies.
And it's kind of hard to follow up a performance like that because much of what he said is what I'd like to say, but I'd like to focus more on the issues we have at Tolleson Union High School. In the same manner you guys are posting photos and all these great things about how much our school is improving, I'd also like you guys to post all the water damage that teachers have to face constantly, all the issues and all the renovations that should be happening but are being pushed to the side in order to build stadiums and all these other things that are unnecessary. Teachers and students alike are struggling because you guys want to prioritize the wrong things. Growing up, I wanted to be a TA and just wanted to see what I could do when I entered high school. Now the fact that I can't be a TA anymore, I don't understand why. It was available since my siblings who've been here since like 2000, and that's being ripped away. Teachers are struggling because of that. They have more work on their hands and less people to help them. And now both students and teachers are struggling to get ahead. If their classrooms aren't up to standard, why are we building new stadiums and all this unnecessary stuff when we should put our students first? We should ensure that their safety. It's not only just about people entering campus, it's the students that are entering campus and not being able to go into their classroom because the rain caused water damage, and now the math teacher has to move to a different section of the school just so she can do her lessons. And even then, that's causing 3 or 4 day delays for them. In my AP government class, we had to take an FRQ with people actively working inside as we were taking it, causing just a general distraction overall. I greatly appreciate it if the board started focusing on their students and their teachers rather than their constituents. Thank you.
Good evening, Superintendent Kives and governing board members. My name is Hillary McKillop. To paraphrase the great philosopher and comedian George Carlin, there is a big club and we ain't in it. Arizona is ranked last in public school funding, and in August, a federal judge ruled that Arizona's funding for the capital needs of Arizona's public schools is unconstitutional. Public schools are in disrepair, and our state legislature says, oh well, we don't have the money, while handing over $1 billion in homeschool and private school vouchers. This week, our federal government furloughed every employee in the Department of Education. They don't want our kids to get the education they deserve. They are the ones we need to fight. We shouldn't even have to have bond and override elections because our schools should be well funded by the state and federal government. Yet here we are. If Tom Horn and Linda McMahon could see us, they would laugh at us because this infighting and refusal to vote yes on the bond and override election is only doing their dirty work for them. I don't always agree with the board, but in April, they stood up for our kids and made the bold decision to refuse signing the unethical, racist, and ableist federal DEI certification. They were unwilling to be bullied by Tom Horn, and they were willing to fight to ensure all kids in our community are valued, celebrated, and cared for. As long as we are divided, we are distracted, and we cannot fight the people we really need to fight. Our students deserve to thrive and reach their full potential. We're out of time. Lastly, I would like to address the Facebook post on the Tolleson Wolverine page, which used a racist trope to depict board member's son. It was gross. We don't have to agree with one another or even like each other, but racism should have no place in our community.
Thank you, Ms. McKillop. Your time is up. Harry Hinkle, followed by Caleb Smith.
Good evening, board. I just wanted to come up here. My name is Harriet Hinkle, and I speak today as a taxpayer, a former alumni, and a former SRO of this district. I think we all want the same thing: safe schools, great teachers, a strong future for our kids. But what I can't get across is approving more bonds and overrides when we just don't have the trust in our current board and superintendent. Right now, our district is under a state-ordered audit and the alleged misconduct financially and for conflicts of interest. I'm a part of the public, so I think we deserve to know where our money is going and how it's being used. I think someone before me spoke about the flyers that are going out, and it does not give us any specifics about what the override money is going to be spent for, but we do know that a luxury item is on the ticket, a dome stadium, which is not necessary. And also speaking, just listening to the students, I don't know if you're hearing what they're saying, but what's going on the campuses is more important than what's going on outside of the campus, and building a dome and a new district office outside of Tolleson is ludicrous in my opinion. Families are already struggling, property taxes are already high, and if the district wants more funding, then you need to prove to us where our money is being spent, how it's being sent, and if our classrooms are being, if they're being staffed, if our teachers are getting paid, and our students are feeling safe. The questionable deals, we do not want any of that. Superintendent Kives, you must answer for all the ongoing concerns about being transparent, the conflicts of interest, and all of the mishandled safety incidents that are going on our campus. As an SRO, I take that very seriously. And obviously this whole reorganization shows that there is no transparency when it comes to this board. And with respect to the former president, Mr. Sun, after you resigned from the legislature—
Ms. Hinkle, your time is over. Thank you.
Good
Good evening, Governing Board President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, members of the board, Superintendent Calles, is Ms. Sorry, I really like Tolleson names. So, my name is Kate Stevenson. I'm a science teacher at Sierra Linda. I also coach sports and run the Women in STEM Club. We all know student engagement is key to our student success. Participation in club or sports has been shown to increase student connectedness to their peers, their teachers, their school, and their community as a whole. I just wanted to share a couple highlights from the programs I'm involved in at Sierra Linda. For cross country at Sierra Linda, we had a record number of students trying to participate for our season. We have more than doubled our numbers of runners compared to prior years. It's been fantastic to see the students grow and enjoy a sport they otherwise would have gone out for, especially because it's running. And I was like, oh, but they love it. In order for students to be eligible to participate, they must be passing our classes. And students struggling academically, we intervene in helping them connect to school, our art program, their teachers, and other supports we offer. Tomorrow is our district meet for cross country for all of our sites, so we hope to see you guys there. So hopefully that's. I've also had an opportunity to take my Women in STEM Club to semi-quest at the Arizona Science Center over fall break to learn and network with professionals in the semiconductor industry. My ladies were so committed they went on a day in fall break, so that was a something type of commitment. None of this would have been possible though without the support from my admin, our DO grant writer Ms. Moss, who applied for and received the grant for our club, and our transportation department. They especially provided us with a white bus, which saved our club several $100s and allowed us to go. And our district is working together with admin, teachers, our support staff, and everybody to provide our students with opportunities they may not otherwise have, and really enrich their learning experience. Thank you guys.
And after we will have Gracia Burke. Ava? And then so the Gracia Burke.
Good evening, members of the governing board. My name is Eva Flor Moreno. I came here on my own time and of free will. I am currently a junior at Tolleson High School and a proud political dancer. Every day I go to school 3 periods, then lunch and 3 more. Folklorico, mariachi, folklorico, history, lunch, biology, algebra, English, leave and repeat, and then do it the next day. You'd think since my schedule doesn't change much, maybe things in my community won't change drastically either. But no, every single time I look on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, it doesn't matter, I see countless posts and videos of the superintendent and board member Lisa's son. I have friends from other districts, other schools like Agua Fria. They're sending me things about my school and my district and stuff, and frankly, it's embarrassing. I don't want to see that. I really do not. I want to see good things about my school, but I never do, honestly. And it's embarrassing to see my community be put down by someone who has created countless scandals and someone who is violent and rude. Why have 2 people in charge of kids when they act like kids like themselves? Thank you.
Holding Sophia Day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gracia. Sorry. Hello. I'm here today to talk about a few things. One of them regarding about the funding of the domed football field. I feel like it's very unnecessary when we can use those fundings in classes to get better equipment for teachers and students. This just goes to show that our board doesn't really care about our kids and instead just goes and spends money like it's nothing and unnecessary things. It disappoints me that these are the things the people on our board here, that these are the people who are on our board. I'm talking in front of all these adults about this, and many of you still decide to not stand with us and decide to stand with the board. Mind you, Lisa's son had threatened Tolleson employees and had a restraining order and violated it. Do you guys honestly think that she's a good person to be running a school district board? Many of you, as I may assume, oppose criminal several students.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophia Daly. I am a senior at Tolleson, and I would first like to state that you have lots of these students coming here, and I feel like you guys should listen to what they're saying. Like Miano stated, my government classroom, the ceiling caved in from water damage, and no one came to help us. The maintenance guy just came in and he put a bucket underneath the roof. And it's been like that for a couple of days, and I think that's a really big issue. And also, I would also like to state that the superintendent has been on the news a lot for 2 weeks, and I think it's really embarrassing. Like all these students say, they all say they're embarrassed, but I don't think you guys are embarrassed enough, because everyone at Tolleson is embarrassed. And anytime someone tells other people that they go to Tolleson High School, everyone always says, oh, that's weird, or oh, have you seen what's on the news? Like, I think that is so embarrassing. Like, I don't even want to tell people I go to Tolleson anymore because of what's happening in the news. And I would also like to state that everyone is always talking about how great the school is and how there's so much more accomplishments. But I'm not seeing that at school. I'm not seeing accomplishments. I'm not seeing the school get better. You say the new buildings are really a great deal, but the new buildings aren't going to help us education-wise. Also, I also just don't understand how you could sit here and, like, you can't even, I'm sorry, I'm very upset about this because there's students from the Union District, and every time we come up here and speak, nothing's really being changed. And guys, I'm so sorry. I don't think this is the board you guys need or want. This is so embarrassing. Thank you.
Followed by Cruiser.
Hello, Superintendent Calles, Board President, Board members. This is more to speak with the teachers. Don't be misled. Superintendent Calles wants you to believe that we are attacking you, the community. We are not. Don't fall for his email blasts or stage videos that sound more like a used car pitch than honest leadership. We want taxpayer dollars to be used where they belong, in the classroom. That means funding quality curriculum so teachers aren't forced to create their own materials and their own curriculum from scratch. If the teachers union comes up and says that they don't, that's a bold lie. I've spoken to many teachers at different schools in the district itself. We want resources, we want monies to be invested in materials that help our students learn better, read better, and improve in math. Not wasting millions on a dome stadiums to shape turf fields that Calles himself insisted on installing in the first place. Those are hard. Those are very hot. But what was wrong with the grass and the natural grass? Football teams want natural grass, not turf. We are against Superintendent Calles and the governing board approving the reckless spending of taxpayers' money, as demonstrated in the press to approve another $76 million for a project that has never received public explanation of actual cost, size, and need. When does the misuse of money end? We do not stand against the teachers. We oppose Superintendent Jeremy Calles, who has repeatedly behaved and has embarrassed the district time and again. His actions are unethical, unprofessional, and unbecoming of a leader, and they reflect the failures of an uncertified, unqualified, and inexperienced superintendent.
Schools for our curriculum and a stadium. I've had other students come up to me unprompted talking about,
$80 million dome stadiums. Because the turf is too hot? Whose idea was it to have turf anyways? What about better equipment for our football teams? I know that's an issue. And all the students talking about a superintendent, always in the news, members of the board, always in the news. I know a kid in Tucson who knew what was happening before I had to tell him anything. People see these things, I'm sure you know. It's a bad image, not only for our district, but for all districts. People rely on this for employment, teachers, important people to our youth. Bad publicity isn't good for anyone. You're the board, you're the superintendent, and you're poor of character. Yeah, that's what I wrote, but I'm gonna wait on my time, please. Yeah, did I have time? I'm more than West. I like the electric buses. I want to say I appreciate everyone who's come up to say stuff. I think it's really great what everyone's been saying. I think it's good. Public participation is a good thing.
Please, this is comments by members.
Please, get out of here.
Thank you.
Toronto? Real Toronto? We have Dave Briggs. Following Dave Briggs will be Melissa Gertrude.
Go, Briggs.
President Chapman, members of the governing board, I'm David Briggs. Current bond language, a lot of this already covered, is consistent with bond language from 21, 22, or 23, 24, and 25. There aren't any specifics, they're just vague generalities. Construct additional school buildings as needed in order to ensure sufficient space for a growing community. Your student enrollment is down. In fact, there are currently approximately 2,500 plus open seats within the district per your own website. By your own projection, not until 2030 will student enrollment reach about 15,500. Your stated capacity to 5,760. Is this a vague language others are encouraged to use so the district can do whatever it wants? No specific buildings, no specific renovations, no specific outfitting and computer labs? And yet, as been mentioned earlier, you want to build a dome football stadium at the cost not of $80 million, but approximately $153 million. In summary, from 9/22 to 10/14, a status report and future plans have indicated over time the new CEA, Lighthouse, and DLA were mentioned 9/22/22, designed in 23, and not mentioned again in 24 report or the 25 report. Performing Arts Center upgrades for Westfield, La and Copper Canyon on future planning in 23, 24, and 25 report. In 24, the district designed a new University High and are going to design another one this year. I also noticed that the bid for approving approximately $79 million to Chase Construction, the schematic design document from 9/29/25 was not attached to that document. As board met, since preliminary options were discussed on May 13th to approve the schematic designs or anything else. And finally, I'd like to say there are some questions about what happened to the $80 million surplus. You only spent $25 million of it, but only 27 carried forward. Where'd the rest of them go?
Following will be Michael Cobb.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, members of the board, Superintendent Caius. My name is Melissa Grimscheid.
I currently serve as the proud president of the Tolleson Union Education Association. We are the labor union representing educators across the school district. Ms. Council took some of the wind out of my sails because I would love to talk about my team as a teacher. And she already mentioned some members of my team to help educate my students. Transportation, nutrition services, facilities, do a fantastic job of making sure that my students get to school each day and don't get asked a million times, do you have snacks? And they always make sure that my classroom is in great working order and looks clean no matter what my students do to it throughout the day. But I also want to mention all of the people that help me educate my students on a daily basis. The attendants and front office staff who greet my students when they are late and also help make sure, since they came back from fall break and there seems to be some bugs going around, make sure that my kids are called out when they need to be called out to go home. And that includes the nurses and the health office staff who do a fantastic job making sure our kids are well enough to attend school. We have our behavior specialists, behavior interventionists, social worker, and school support specialists who make sure that my students know what healthy relationships are and help them when they're feeling down. We have instructional assistants across our campuses, media center staff, literacy coaches, instructional coaches who make sure that our students have everything they need because their teachers are prepared to teach them. And above all, our administrative assistants who do everything they can to keep our schools running because they are the backbone of our campuses. I mention all of these people because the override helps fund their salaries, helps make sure that teachers have the teams we need to educate our students each and every day, to make sure that we have our supplies, and to make sure that we know we are going to have someone to cover our classroom when we are out that day. So I urge everyone to vote yes on the override.
Thank you, Board President Chapman, Vice President Del Blasio, board members, and Superintendent Cayes. It's interesting sitting down and listening to these people talk, or these community members talk about our district, and it's really something that I don't recognize. Perhaps, they only come from the community of Tolleson and only go to the Tolleson High School, and I don't get on that campus very often.
Folks, please, this is his public comment.
However, when these concerns have come up and they say, why aren't we answering questions, it seems like CSA doesn't stick around for the answers. For years, for last year, so they said, we have no curriculum. So the board put on a huge presentation on where our curriculum came from. And I just happened to sit in the back of the room that day and I saw them all leave without getting the answers. I have absolutely no issues with people asking questions of the board or our district or myself or anybody else, but stick around for the answers. And that's not something that I'm seeing. In our district, we do a lot of great things for our community that don't get seen very often. Provide free lunch, free breakfast to all of our kids, and including a free supper. We're one of the only districts I'm aware of that even do that. I've heard that we don't have curriculum. We sure do. Curriculum doesn't mean daily lesson plans. Daily lesson plans are created by the teachers, and we have to create those based on our students' needs that particular day. We have tons of curriculum in our district and tons of resources available to us. Do teachers still create stuff? Of course, we all have certain niche things we want to do. Now, as a government teacher, a teacher that teaches government, I appreciate our students coming out here and speaking up. I love hearing our students come and talk. Do more of it. Bring more students. I love when they're here. Bring more of them. Talk about what's going on. Talk about what's happening on all of our campuses. Because our campuses look beautiful across the district, from one side to the other. Anytime something breaks in my classroom, it gets fixed almost immediately. Earlier this week on Monday, when we came back to school, on one side of my building, the air conditioning was broken, it was warm. It was fixed before lunch even happened. I appreciate what this board is doing, and I want to continue what we've been doing. Vote yes on the bond and the override. Thank you, Mr.
Julian Rodriguez. After is Lupita Good.
Hello, my name is Julian Rodriguez and I'm a student at University High School. Today I want to speak on something that truly matters to me, leadership in the Tolleson Union High School School District. To me, leadership means setting an example, listening, acting with integrity, and respecting and representing the people you serve, especially the students. As a student, I expect leaders to lead, but the truth is, I don't see that from you, the board members. And that's disappointing. You should have every student standing with you, but instead you have students like me standing against you. We, the students, are always held accountable. If we break the rules, we face consequences. So why don't you help for the same standards? We have board members who have violated restraining orders and are now on probation. We have board members who received higher education paid for by the district. And we're seeing reckless spending that led to bipartisan legislative audit from both political parties, something that should never happen in a district that is focused on students. This money was meant for us, the students, for our education, for our classroom, and for our futures. Not to bail out another school district, not for a new district office, and certainly not least, not for an $80 million stadium. These actions show mismanagement and reckless spending that hurt our district instead of helping it grow. Every article about this district lately has been negative. It's been embarrassing. Embarrassing for our students, our families, and our community. We deserve better. We deserve leaders of integrity who take accountability and truly serve the people they were elected to serve. Our community is speaking up, not just Tolleson, but all 4 cities in the district. I talked to students and families from all 4 cities, and we're all saying the same thing. We want change. We need accountability. We need transparency. And most of all, we need strong, honest leaders in the Tolleson Union High School School District. Thank you.
Good evening, governing board members, Mr. Caius, and community. I'm here today in response to an agenda item requested at the September 23rd governing board meeting by Ms. Lisa Sun, which called for a future review of my job description as executive assistant to the superintendent and governing board, as well as a discussion of my role and responsibilities. This request was made without explanation, and I'm concerned that it was interpreted as questioning my work, my ethics, and my job performance. Throughout my 35+ years in education, I have consistently received exemplary evaluations, and I have remained dedicated to serving the district with integrity and professionalism. I believe it is important to address concerns directly and constructively and to foster a culture of respect and collaboration. There is a well-known principle: you encourage what you tolerate. This means that by allowing certain behaviors or standards to persist without intervention, we signal that they are acceptable, potentially shaping the culture of our organization. In professional environments, it is essential that we uphold standards that promote respect, honesty, and effective collaboration. Recently, I have experienced behaviors that I perceive as intimidating and unconstructive. I respectfully request that all members of the governing board and district leadership join me in promoting a positive and supportive work environment. Specifically, Ms. Sun, I will not tolerate or encourage unconstructive communication or passive-aggressive behavior towards myself or any TUHSD staff. Intimidation or retaliatory actions directed at myself or my TUHSD staff. Actions that create division or undermine our shared mission to serve students and staff. Let's be clear about this. Your fight is not the district's fight.
Ms. Goodman, your time.
Bullying.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, members of the board, Superintendent Caius, and Ms. Goodman. My name is Sydney Wright, and I'm a proud TUHSD teacher and union member. With all the recent headlines suggesting our district is misusing funds, I want to share my perspective from inside the classroom, where I've seen how those funds directly benefit our students and our staff. Last year, I got to take my AP research students to present at an undergraduate conference at GCU. They presented their own research that they did. The district provided a white bus at no cost, and I received free training to drive it, thanks to our amazing transportation department. That opportunity gave my 11th graders a real college-level research experience, and I don't find that reckless. Our district also invests in teachers, qualified teachers. The increased stipend for national board certification, often called the gold standard of teaching, has encouraged 32 more teachers to begin their candidacy. For comparison, we had 3 national board certified teachers before that. That's an investment in reflective, data-driven educators committed to student success. I don't think that's reckless. When I interviewed here 5 years ago, some of my colleagues were working in a shed. Since then, we've added a performing arts center, 2 new academic buildings, a media center, renovated spaces for social workers, a renovated cafeteria, and now an ESS building under construction. And trust me, it's happening, it's there, it's outside my classroom, and I hear it every day. That's all on one campus. Each one of these buildings.
I'll stick one. Oh, hang on just one second. I'll stick one. I think I counted like an extra 5 seconds there, so I'll run a little bit.
Okay. Each of these spaces represents a tangible investment in our students' futures, and I don't find that reckless. There are claims that our students aren't proficient, and thus, I take that as that our teachers aren't effective, and I take offense to that. Our teachers work tirelessly, and our students show up every day learning and growing. To say that this isn't enough is disrespectful to the dedication that defines this district. I'm proud to work here, and I've seen the impact of these investments made possible by our community support through our bonds and overrides. So I want to say thank you to the leaders and community members who continue to believe in us.
Thank you. All right, thank you everyone for coming up to speak, especially our students. We appreciate your input. We will now move on to our information discussion items, and I will turn over our first item as our maintenance and operations override update, and I will turn that over to Superintendent Kavanaugh.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board, I'd like to invite up our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Joyce Council, to discuss our maintenance and operations override or required annual update.
Governing board members, President.
Lock them up!
Let's try again. Governing board members and Superintendent Conyers. The maintenance and operation override. Statutory requirement, the override category and summary enforcement. The Arizona Revised Statute 15-481.1. Each school district that currently increased its budget pursuant to this section is required to hold a public meeting each year between September the 1st and I'm sorry, between September the 1st and October 31st, at which an update of the program or capital improvement financed through the override is discussed, and at which the board will permit an opportunity to come in. And Arizona Revised Statute 15-481.Y.2, if the increase is pursuant to subsection E, F, I, or J of this section, the update should include at a minimum the amount expended in the previous fiscal year and the amount included in the current budget for each of the purposes listed in the information report prescribed by subsection B of this section. The override category: extracurricular activities, athletic program, performing visual art program, increase enrollment in courses such as AP, honors, dual enrollment with an emphasis on academic reading, academic intervention, management of classroom size, retention and recruitment of highly qualified teachers and staff, and prepare all students for college and career success. And this is the summary since 2023 to 2023-24, 2024-25, 2025 and 26. Extracurricular activities, $50,000. Athletic program, $50,000. Performing visual art program, $50,000. AP honor, dual enrollment, $50,000. Academic intervention, $50,000. Management of classroom size, $2 million. Retention and recruitment, $2 million. College and career success, $11,038,212.24, $11,171,277.25, and 26, $11,448,713. Making a total of, in 24, $15,288,912, in 2025, $15,421,277, and in 26, $15,688,713. And that is the MMO override. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Council and your team for putting that together. Members, any questions? Seeing no questions? All right. Seeing no questions, we will move on. Looks like you're doing the next one too, Ms. Council, our capital updates. Folks, this is a meeting of the board, please. Sorry, folks, we are on the board agenda now. We moved past public comments.
Then we have to reset this for another date to go over it. We have to October 31st.
Folks, we can't engage with the public right now. And you know that, Mr. Marino, we're not allowed to engage. So please respect the meeting. If you have questions afterwards, we can speak afterwards. But right now, we have to follow the agenda. We're on the capital update, Ms. Council.
Board President, Vice President, and members of the Governing Board, and the Superintendent Conference. The capital reporting. The agenda. Staffing requirement, summer requirement, required reporting. We will cover the staffing requirement and the summary of the required reporting. The statute requirement. State statute requires school district to report between September 1st and October 31st each year. A.R.S.15-491.K. Meet between September 1st through October 31st. Progress of the capital improvement, the original projection, and the current status. The CIP is a March 2020. Our capital improvement plan began in 2020 when we laid out our long-term roadmap for facility, technology, and transportation. The focus then and now is to ensure our school meet the needs of the growing student population and support teaching and learning. Tonight we look at what's been achieved since the original plan and what's next. The status update 2024. Major funding sources include bond, $29.6 million. Building renewal, $868,000. Capital, $1.37 million. Capital override, $8.97 million. The adjacent way, $47,000. These funds support critical projects like HVAC upgrade, safety improvement, and classroom modification. We continue to make progress despite inflation and increasing construction costs. Status update 2025. This year investment increased substantially to support several major projects. Bond, $6.3 million. Capital, $25 million. Capital override, $9.68 million. Adjacent way, $1.85 million. These dollars fund large-scale construction, technology, and infrastructure projects aligned with our capital improvement plan. It reflects the district's commitment to upgrading learning environment across all campuses.
Thank you, Ms. Council. President Chapman, members of the board. Technology remains a cornerstone of our capital strategy, and tonight I will be sharing recent improvements from the IT department. So we've purchased 3,500 student laptops and 350 staff laptops. We upgraded district-wide servers and data center storage. We added wireless access points and disaster recovery systems. We enhanced security through the new access control systems. And obviously with this, updates cause support instructional innovation in cybersecurity and operational efficiencies in the workplace.
Then we will have April Tucker to come here and talk to us about what has been going on in transportation.
We're expanding and modernizing our transportation fleet to improve safety and reliability. Highlights include our 15 new electric buses with charging stations, 8 new 84-passenger buses, 5 McKinney-Vento buses to support students experiencing homelessness, 6 CTE buses, and 12 white activity buses. These investments reduce emissions, lower maintenance costs, and increase student access to programs and activities. Now we will have Gabriel Martinez come up.
Good evening. Facilities, before 2008, our district experienced very limited bond approvals, which slowed our ability to address growing facility and infrastructure needs. Since 2018, regardless of the challenges like inflation, COVID-19, tariffs, rising construction costs, and limited funding capacity from the SFOB, we have made huge progress with the support of our community. Through voter-approved bonds, we have successfully completed numerous projects that enhance safety, improve learning spaces, upgraded HVAC and technology systems, and updated our campus, all while being physically responsible. We are proud to share a visual recap of these accomplishments that highlights the positive impact these investments have made across our district. And Starting with this slide here, we are looking to do the new district office with the Family Resource Center, the new high school, continued district-wide perimeter fencing upgrade throughout our sites, the district-wide courtyard project, and I'll follow with some pictures on the next few slides. Facilities, we have a small school with Westmec, designing the new University High building, the new sport complex, the new gym for Westview High School and for Tolleson campus. Future plans, we're also trying to finish, or actually build the new ROTC building, a field house, and remodel the current ROTC. Performing Arts Center upgrades at Copper Canyon, La Jolla, and Westview High School for the sound and lighting. District-wide safe structures for students, and other various maintenance projects. And here are some of the projects that we have completed throughout the years. Here is some of the trailers that transportation were able to do for our band, and with the help with the PR team, they were able to design for each of our campuses. Here we have the solar, that's actually, the EV chargers for our electric buses for transportation. The new science building that we completed at Tolleson campus, along with the media center. Here's the inside of the beautiful media center at Tolleson campus, and the beautiful Tolleson Pack. And we also have the new 500 building at Tolleson. The inside of the Tolleson campus, this is the 500 building. And the projects that were completed at Tolleson were from Chase, Raitan, and ADM. The new bus drop-off that we were able to create to make it an easier drop-off for our students at Tolleson campus. Also, we provided a new drop-off where the city of Tolleson was. We were able to create another drop-off for our students. Here are some of our beautiful turfs, which is surprisingly something I heard tonight that the students don't appreciate, but I've heard a lot of good comments regarding our beautiful turf fields. That we're currently working on now is the new special ed building at Tolleson campus. And here is the kitchen remodel that was well needed at Tolleson campus. The old space wasn't very useful for our staff, so we went in there, did a complete renovation to make it compare to what we currently have at West Point. Here we had the opportunity to expand our bus yard with the purchase of the Wolverine Way. We were able to expand to get some more space and also provide a training for our transportation department. Here is we paved Wolverine Way and Harrison Road. And here's some solar structures that we added all throughout our sites. Here, this is my favorite, the new warehouse building for our staff. And here's the inside of our current building. This is our inside. And our interior fencing, we added Guardian Top for all our sites, and currently want to continue this through our perimeter fencing. Here's some more of our turf fields and the new press boxes. Our beautiful pack at Sierra Linda. And here's our courtyard renovation at Sierra Linda. You're going to see before and after in some of these pictures. And there you go, there's our before and here's our after. And then we also were able to provide another student drop-off for Sierra Linda. Here's the gym lobby that we completed at La Jolla campus. And also the 1300 building at La Jolla. Here's our beautiful turf field. And at Copper Canyon, we were able to build also a classroom for Copper Canyon. And their beautiful turf field. Culinary renovation that we are completing up, we're actually completing now at Westview campus. our lighting upgrade and sound upgrade at Westview campus, and the remodel of the admin building at Westview. Here's our Dreamscape classroom that we just completed at Westview campus. Came out amazing. And lastly, our West Point High School that we finished back in 2019, 18. And this concludes my presentation. However, without the approval of our upcoming bond, it would be difficult for us to keep this momentum going and continue making improvements to our district. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Council. Are there any questions from our members? Other questions? Thank you, Ms. Council, Mr. Gehrig, and Mr. Martinez for your presentation and the update on our capital budget. Takes us to our next item. So it's been made. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute recess real quick. Thank you, everyone.
There's a new weapon on the market.
Yeah, it's so powerful it can take out more than one person at the same time, and you never have to reload. It can get past security.
I heard it was so small that it can fit in your pocket. No way my parents will find out about this.
I heard it could strike at the touch of a button.
Report, don't repost.
Stop social media threats now.
It's never a joke.
benefits of unified sports are social participation and the exposure to new activities, things that they might not have had otherwise had opportunities to participate in.
When we build our equipment and our kids who can't typically participate are able to do something independently, the joy that they get from doing that activity for the first time is incredible.
I
didn't really like playing in front of people in the beginning because I thought I wasn't good at it. And then once I got used to playing in front of people, I got a little bit out of my shell. And now I'm comfortable playing with other people.
I learned that I need to be confident.
Confident. Oh, you want to be more confident?
Yeah.
You learn to be more confident?
Special Olympics has had such an impact on the Arizona community as a whole because we are really focused on community for all. It doesn't matter what kind of situation you're in, what is your disability. We are really here for everybody, making life happen for everybody, making fun happen for everybody, because sports are fun.
We've been playing like different kind of sports like volleyball, and we played this one game. It's called that. We wear these like uniforms and stuff like that. Like whoever had the ball, you stop, and we drove it to our teammate. Now we just actually legit play badminton day. We started train super hard that day.
Funnest, most happiest people I've ever seen in my life. It's just every day is just they have that positivity that can spread everywhere, like it's contagious.
Unified Sports benefits students with and without disabilities in just so many ways. You see them come into the class at the beginning of the year and they're very shy, not very aware of how to act or behave, and then you just see these relationships blossom and then grow, and they truly do become like a team, and they're super close, super tight, and our students really do show really great examples of this throughout competitions, is really supporting those that do have disabilities and just having those friendships and building that support and having that support for one another.
I really enjoy dancing because I learned that when the first time I danced, I was shy, but then I realized that dancing can be not just about dancing, it can be about making memorable memories.
During these past few months of the year when we started, I feel that the most memorable moment is when we all started playing, not knowing what we were doing, but we still figured it out in front of everyone.
We love everything unified, bringing people together, athletes, partners, giving them that normal experience of a team. And as a district, we came together and said, let's plan these events, district events.
At first, I was coming into it not knowing what to expect, and I feel like that's most cases for like things that you haven't tried before. But I definitely feel that I've grown so much with it. I've learned a lot, and it's something that I want to do more with. Like I want to be a part of my future.
I think that you can look at the footage of students and see the smiles on their faces and know that what Unified Sports is offering those students in general is a great deal of independence, success, and joy. I think you can look at any single player and be like, this program is making a difference.
I think the partners too, like
for sure,
they get really excited to learn about our switch stuff and all the equipment we use, and then encouraging their athlete to participate. So I think it's a growing and learning opportunity for them that they really enjoy.
Join it because it's something where you're gonna not only learn how to play a sport, but you're gonna learn social skills with different people, knowing that when we go out into the real world, it's not just gonna be us, it's gonna be other people. And they're no different than us, but it's just showing that we're gonna have that type of connection with special education than just gen ed kids.
I don't know, I just think Unified is one of the greatest programs that high schools can offer, and I hope that we are able to have more and more Unified classes that not just cater to Unified Sports, but then cater to all different opportunities and interests. So hopefully our program just continues to grow.
next item on our agenda is the principal hiring process. Just real quick, I want to mention that this item was added yesterday to the agenda. Yesterday isn't a day that items can be noticed on an agenda, so I'm going to ask that I'm going to motion to table this item. Can be brought back on a future agenda, but wasn't noticed properly in time for this agenda. So I make a motion to table information discussion item number 3. I have a motion second. Mr. Del Blasio. All right, I'll do the roll call here. Under Dr. Lynn Mr. Ortega. Yes. Ms. Sutton.
No.
And Mr. Del Blasio. And I vote yes. 3 votes, that motion carries. On to our next item, consent agenda. I will motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a second? Second. All right, Member Dr. Lerner. No. Member Ortega. Member Sutton.
Yes.
Vice President Del Blasio. Yes. And I vote yes. Thank you. Consent agenda is passed. We'll now move on to our action discussion items. Our first item is discussion, consideration to approve the annual financial report. Superintendent Cummings.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board, it is the Joyce Council night. We'll have our Chief Financial Officer back to the podium to discuss the annual financial report.
Vice President, members of the board, and Superintendent Collins. The administration seeking governor board approval of the annual financial report, the food service annual financial report, the classroom site on Narrative Resort, the CTE supplanting worksheet, the school level report and resort-based fund report to be submitted to the superintendent of the public instruction and to the county school superintendent by October 15, 2025, and for the direct administration to publish an annual financial report on the Arizona Department of Education website by November 15, 2025, as required by the Arizona Revised Statute 15-904. The annual financial report agenda is expenditure, the fund balance, classroom spending report, review, and question. Our fund balance revenue reported as of 2025, $111,958.27. Our expenditure the term is $111,958,827. Our budget balance is $48,823,393. Our classroom site fund spending report, you see that it has been it's pretty much been consistent from 2020 on up to 2025. Instruction 53.5%, student support 9.7%, instructional support 5.3%, a subtotal 68.5%. Administration costs 12%, plant operation 10.5%, transportation 4.9%, and food service 4%. And that is our annual financial report that we're to adopt tonight so that we can upload it to the AD website tomorrow. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Council. Thank you, your team, for putting this together. Members, are there any questions for Ms. Council? All right, seeing none, I will make a motion to approve the annual financial report. Can I have a second? Second, Mr. Romero. Member Dr. Linehan. Member Mayor Romero. Member Sutton.
Yes.
Vice President Tolleson.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you. The motion carries. Our second action discussion item is discussion consideration to approve the guaranteed maximum price phase 1 early procurement and site preparations for construction manager at risk for high school number 8. So I will turn that over to Superintendent Banks.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board, we have before you consideration for approval. The first GMP, guaranteed maximum price for phase 1. We have our facilities director, Mr. Gabriel Martinez, available to answer any questions about the project.
And just real quick to clarify for this, so this is just to allow us to start purchasing materials and things like that to get ahead, because obviously the market's a little, unsteady, tariffs and all that stuff. So, my understanding, we're just purchasing materials and equipment.
Yes, President Chapman, yes, you are correct.
Members, are there any additional questions? All right, seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve the GMP Phase 1 early procurement for high school number 8. Can I have a second?
I'd like to make a motion to table this item until we have a board-approved school design and a board-approved budget for said design. We started at 150 mil, then we went up to 180 mil, and we're now at 230 mil.
Second. So sorry, so which motion are you seconding? There is a motion table. Any discussion?
Just a question of Mr. Gabe, can you break down what the, we can some discussion. Would you mind elaborating further on the GMP and what this means in the early procurement process?
Sure, I'd like to invite up Mr. Barry Chase. He can help explain, in more detail.
President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, members of the governing board, Superintendent Geist. I'd be glad to try and address that. So what this is approval of a preliminary GMP for this project. And the steps that will be expended would be ourselves with district leadership facilities, the record, DLR.
Excuse me, Mr. Chase, my deepest apology. There was a motion on the table, and we need to vote on if we were to change direction. So if you could just hold, and then we will do our motion, which we will allow. It's just that we have to go through the proper procedures.
So there is a motion on the table. Motions are discussable and debatable. Please continue, Mr.
Okay, so what these items are is, as this design continues, this is pre-approval to expend funds to make pre-purchases of long lead items such as switchgear, which is sometimes up to 6 to 10 months, mechanical equipment, and most of these items won't be ordered until the design is actually completed to a point where it can be authorized and proceeded and moved forward upon. There'll also be some early site preparation. This is a significant size site. It's about 60 acres, so there'll be some preliminary mobilization for the site, maybe some pre-wetting of the site, so we can actually expend a minimal, got 300,000 plus square feet of school to build within about 18 months. So to be ready for fall of 27, it's pretty common to allow these early approvals.
So at that point, with the...
So point of order, We just tabled an item, and you did not allow discussion on the item we just tabled. So I don't understand your reasoning why we're now.
Jumped into the conversation.
I can't hear you, you're mumbling.
Thank you, sorry. So, real quick. So, motions are discussable and debatable. There was a question about the GMP in regards to what's going on right now. My follow-up question is also related to the motion of tabling as far as the delay. You can discuss motions that are on the floor. That has always been a thing. Not everybody does it, but it is discussable. The only thing that's never usually discussable or debatable is a motion to adjourn. The motion is to table. I get what the motion is, but we can still discuss the motion. No matter what the motion is, let's do the motion to adjourn. So my follow-up to your question, and that is a delay in this could potentially risk costing more dollars as far as procuring or setting up orders to procure equipment and materials.
Point of order. Point of order. The motion was to table and to have a discussion among the board members, and that is allowed. So please, I get your explanation, but by policy and by motion, a fellow board member has made to have a discussion. We have a second on that table only, so we can have a discussion among the board members, and then we will proceed.
Any further questions or discussion on the motion?
Yeah, the follow-up question is timeline. What is the absolute latest that we should move forward with approving the early procurement process? As you mentioned, the design necessarily isn't necessary to purchase of this equipment and to start preparation. What does that timeline look like to avoid any increase in cost that we could be subject to?
So ideally, one of the challenges we face in our industry right now is kind of an unpredictable and difficult to navigate tariff situation. Since COVID, we've had disruption in our supply chain that's been super significant. SESs can take up to 12 months, and SESs is the power for the site. If we don't have the power to the site, then we have to rely on generators and other alternative ways to energize the project, which comes at a cost that ends up being part of the district's cost. The ability to get ahead of some of the purchasing on this, again, as that design comes, when you start being able to pre-purchase your elevators, you start being able to pre-purchase things that you know are district standards, it allows us the ability to play offense against a very unpredictable marketplace.
Thank you. Seeing no further comments. All right, thank you. Dr. Leonard.
Yes, to table.
Mr. Ortega. Understood. To table.
So I would like to have the discussion among the board members on how they feel about tabling. If that was the motion, then I want to hear about the discussion among the board.
Point of order, Ms. Sun, we're in the process of voting.
So we'll bring this back into the next agenda if we were to table, and if we could see designs and details. Yes.
That's supposed to be possible. And with that, the motion to table item passes. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. English Chase. All right. Request for future agenda items. Do you have any future agenda item requests?
I do. I would like to request that the item that was placed on the special meeting at 5 o'clock be brought back to the board for a vote.
It's unfortunate that I have to bring this back to the agenda one more time for the principal hiring process, which I properly requested in our last meeting, which was 3 weeks ago. Due to the delay on putting it on the agenda, which is out of my control, it wasn't able to be fulfilled for whatever reason. So I would like that to be brought back, as well as the mental health resolution, We don't need to wait for another whole year to address mental health. Mental health is 24/7, 7 days a week, 12 months out of the year. We can bring that back on the agenda, as well as the role of the admin or any other position that will be involved in the audit general that will last till January the 30th of 2027, as well as the record request from JLAC. As a collective board, it is our responsibility to make sure that we follow everything in due process and in a timely, prompt manner. This is not, I understand we're not discussing item, but the reason for my request is that we need to move forward with transparency, and that if there is confusion, we need to have the ability to express. This is my request, and that we were made this request previously, and for whatever reason, it doesn't come back onto the agenda. And if it is, it magically is removed. So we need to address that as well.
My item that I requested maybe 3 meetings ago has also not been brought to the board. I had specifically asked to find out how we're supposed to fund all of these new buildings and where that money's coming from.
Any further requests? Anything in the interim, please email Superintendent Cox. With that, I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second? Seconded. All right. Motion to adjourn is on there. So, member Dr. Lundberg. Member Taylor. Member Sutton.
Yes.
Vice President Tolleson. And I vote yes. With that, our meeting is adjourned at 8:18. Thank you, everyone.